September 10th, 4:15 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Oh, good.
Oh. That's not a natural way for me to fall over and die.
Is the only real explanation that they kill each other simultaneously?
Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone until they are finished talking.
What the fuck are you talking? What? What are you talking about?
I'll only say it once more time. This is a competition to see who's truly worthy of the Von Karma name.
A competition.
The person that figures out the truth first wins.
So the person who doesn't discover the truth is a dishonor to the name?
Exactly. I don't care that you became a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more of your foolish things that come from your foolish mouth.
Fine, whatever makes you happy.
Can I take that as you accepting my challenge?
Once again, whatever makes you happy.
Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? I'm going to find the perfect evidence and prettily present it like the professional I am.
God, he really likes her fucking alliteration. Competing to discover the truth behind a crime.
Peter Piper's pizza, pickle pizza,
Competing to discover the truth behind a crime. How delightfully childish.
You kids, over there.
I said hold it. That was it.
Hold it.
Hold it. Kid.
Ha! Serves you right, Miles. He just called you a kid.
I said, oh.
I said kids, kid.
How dare you call me a kid as well?
Look at her. Baby.
I'll do what I please, and I won't allow you to cause a ruckus on my crime scene.
Is that like a picture of Bill Clinton in the background? Or like
I don't know.
Really late stage George Bush?
Some old white-haired man. Hey, big guy, you're gonna watch over these two.
Yes, sir, Detective Bad, sir. Now do what I say from now on, kids, okay?
You better not get in the way, Scruffy.
Yeah, she said it! You remember, that's what she calls it the entire series, and I love it.
You'll feel the bite of my whip if you do.
The second she saw this man, she was like, Scruffy, that's your name now, fuck you. You, prosecutor boy. Let's get your investigation started already, alright? Right, now even that detective is treating me like a child. Alright, it's time to get investigated. Get a move on, prosecutor boy. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and if you were to call me prosecutor boy one more time, it will be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary. Fucking...
Christ.
7 years have I endured this torment. 7 long years. What? And what would you do with my salary after you saw how much it was? That's up to you now, isn't it? Really? Sounds good, pal. He's so naive. Alright. Hold on. You mentioned the justice poster outside. I want to look at it real quick.
If we can leave.
Detective Bad, may I have a word with you?
What is it?
It appears that both a knife and a gun were used as murder weapons.
Oh god, the attic. Ugh. Yeah, it does.
That leads us to our first question of the investigation. Where did the men acquire these weapons? Fun fact, we've been playing for an hour and have not gotten any actual gameplay yet.
Oh my god.
Just now getting to it.
The gun was inside a Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today. It was used to kill the Cadopian embassy staff member. But I never heard anything about the knife.
What the fuck? It looked...
What the fuck
no,
the heck is that?
I'm looking at the design on the thing, and I know it's probably supposed to be something else, but from here it just looks like a bunch of little ducks. Can you see it?
My duck knife. Mr. Rell was being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in. Which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife on him from the start as well.
Could it have been a piece of evidence that had yet to be presented? Then why doesn't Detective Bad know about it? Wait, what if... Is it possible that Mr. Faraday brought the knife in under guise of prosecutorial evidence? He could have then brought it out and attacked Mr. Rell with it.
Huh. Maybe you've got a brain in there after all, kid.
Who put the loaded gun in evidence? Who did it?
Who put a loaded gun?
Usually guns are supposed to be, you know, you're supposed to pull the magazine out and have it as a separate piece of evidence.
Not this man!
Is he going to treat me as a child forever? It looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rell.
That's me.
Who then counterattacked. Oh, sorry.
That's the only logical conclusion you can draw from a scene like this.
Sorry. My bad.
It is your bad.
Not yet. I feel that it's much too early to be drawing conclusions already. I must first find conclusive evidence as so to ensure the honor of the Von Karma name. Did that fucking mean anything? Hold on. Oh, I'm not allowed to leave. Alright, I'll just look at it back in editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Gumshoe. Shit. Alright, we got a lot of people to talk to. It's on the TV. Whoa! What is it, Detective Gumshoe? My TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, pal. Then perhaps you should purchase a more normal-sized television like this one. Oh, let me see here. Wow, this thing is huge. You're way too noisy.
You're the noisy one, Scruffy.
Don't touch it. Get your fingerprints all over it.
I didn't touch it.
Preservation of the crime scene is foundation of detective work.
Foundation, huh? Sounds like something the rookie here needs to shore up on. There's some plastic bags stacked up on the table. There's a tea set too, but that doesn't seem to be any kind of disturbance. Yeah, table's all neat and tidy. I see. That is apparently a piece of logic. Maybe they were super quiet in this scuffle? After all, I didn't hear anything from out in the hallway, you know. Maybe the plastic bag scattered on the floor throwing us off? Over there? Okay, let's talk to Bad. Detective Bad, do you have any thoughts on the case?
Faraday and Rell. It looks like they killed each other to me. Although, there are a few things that just don't seem right.
And what would they be?
Why don't you try thinking on your own first before you bother me, boy?
Jesus, oh my god, man. You know I've been just downgraded to boy? Just call me like fancy boy or something.
Why don't you call me pretty, fancy, arrogant boy?
Ah, I see.
Did you figure something out?
This is a competition, Miles. And as such, I'd appreciate if you didn't talk to me.
As you wish. Don't talk to me. Shut up.
Shut up.
This decorative plant's foliage is quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around. Perhaps I should purchase one for my room.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Edgeworth? Yeah, buddy?
Maybe I should just buy a plant.
Why did my controller just disconnect randomly? That was weird. I do not know what happened there. I mean,
Like a mouse.
Yeah, my...
That is not how people would die. Jesus Christ.
I'm not worried about it. It looks like Mr. Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rell. At first glance, it seems like they must have killed each other. However, if this was to happen, the person with the knife should be on top of the other body, in a very different position. At first glance, it seems like they must have killed each other. However, using logic, the only logical conclusion is... Aha! What was that outburst for? My detective instinct just hit me real hard. It was Mr. Rell that first fell, see? You don't need a detective's intuition for that. It's common sense. But I suppose we won't know much more than that until after I examine the bodies. I won't rest until I'm... Alright.
Yeah, I was supposed to say, is there something like in his hand?
Maybe? I don't know. I have these plastic bags scattered around here. Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal. I know that much, detective. You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal? Normally I'd be happy when someone compliments me, but when it's this guy... Anyways, could these plastic bags be evidence of a fight between the two men? Is there something in his hand? In his left hand? His hand is all black down there. See?
It's something on it.
I wonder what it could be. If you look closely, this blotching pattern resembles an ink stain. I see.
Interesting.
An ink stain? Yeah, I usually get ink on my own hand when I use a feather pen. Fucking fancy asshole.
Fucking of course he uses one.
A feather pen? I've never seen you use one before. Sure you just not making it up, pal? Alright, knife. Looks like Mr. Rell died with a knife in his hand. There's some blood stuck on it. And he must have used this as a weapon. Yep, no doubt about it. Was Mr. Faraday carrying this one on his personage? Did he bring this as a piece of evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with a very different intention in mind? I should jot down some notes about it.
That's enough, baby.
First he killed a Cadopian embassy staff member, and then he was murdered himself. This guy wasn't exactly an angel, you know. Ugh, what made you say that? Well, he's been hauled into the precinct several times for theft and assault, pal. Oh, so yeah, he's definitely the type to have committed a murder or two. Well, he didn't admit to killing Mr. Deadman. Hey, good point, pal. I knew my detective intuition to tell me something. Detective's intuition. Yep, you know about it? It's a special feeling that all detectives. We don't have time for this conversation right now. Let's just return to the investigation. Mr. Faraday, how ironic it was him for How ironic it is for him to lose his life in a courthouse. Yeah, why did he have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal. Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing the investigation. Didn't you become a detective in order to solve crimes? Yeah. Then get back to work. Find out the cause of his murder. Well, right, I'm on it, pal. What do we got? Gun in here.
Gun.
Looks like Mr. Faraday... Oh, sorry, it's gumshoe. Looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand. So he shot Mr. Rell and then fell on top of him while still gripping onto the gun. I guess it does seem kind of strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun?
We need the time of death.
Yeah.
Who died first?
What? Time of death wouldn't help you with that one, because they probably did die at the same time.
But what if one died slightly after the other?
Well, who knows? It's not exactly rocket science. Even I know how to pull a trigger.
Also, he got stabbed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where's all the blood from it?
Yeah, well, that's what we do need to do is get get Faraday's body off of Rell's, because I'll also tell if he even had a gunshot wound. Although I doubt I'll ever need to use one. Hopefully I won't ever have to fire a gun.
Hopefully.
I hope I never have to fire a gun either, pal. But it should just look cool holding a gun in your hands. The police's screening procedures need a thorough review. Anyway, I should jot down some notes about the handgun in Mr. Faraday's handgun. Alright. Mr. Rell's cause of death was from being shot, correct? It's what we think, but it's hard to tell with them lying face down. Death is bad enough, but it's truly lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth. Are you sure that they would try to hide something? I can't confirm Mr. Rell's cause of death with his body positioned like that. Detective Bat, I'd like to examine their bodies in further details if possible.
What's this? You're not able to form a theory with them the way they are?
Are you able to?
Yes.
Alright, what's your theory? Come on, tell me!
Weapon kill pan.
I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding perfect evidence, don't you?
I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it.
Labby.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. We've taken enough photos from the scene, sir. I've been just sitting here in this
There you
one
have
angle,
it.
over and over and over again, just taking pictures of this same. I got like 7
Labby, shut the
pictures.
hell up.
Okay. Do you not approve?
Of course not.
What?
Investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. Hey, big fella, turn the bodies for me, will ya?
Oh, okay. Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir.
Gumshoe, do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
There's gonna be something funky with the body.
Alright. Pen.
Pain.
Something in his breast pocket. It's a fountain pen. Hey, you know, I always keep a pencil behind my ears. It's because Detective Bad was always telling me, you should always write your name on everything you own. Yeah, somehow you do strike me as quite a forgetful individual. Alright, is it a stab wound? There's a knife wound in his chest here, sir, see? I wonder if the wound matches the knife Mr. Rell is holding.
Labby,
Yes, sir. Verifying it now, sir.
make it quick.
From the looks of things, one should deduce that the knife in Mr. Rell is holding is what killed Mr. Faraday. Bullet. Shot in the chest. It takes some guts to fire a gun in a courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective for a whole week and I still haven't fired a single round yet. There aren't any burn marks on his clothes. That must mean... Wait, burn marks? A round grows very hot as it's discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point-blank range. So that means it wasn't fired from point-blank range, and also...
I'm just doing like that stab wound is like he's holding it like with his right hand, right? The knife.
Yeah.
But shouldn't the stab wound be like on like Faraday's left then?
Yeah. Also, if you noticed, the shot was not made at his heart, so that makes sense for him to be shot from far away and still have a chance to stab him, but this definitely isn't adding up.
Something's not right here.
Ergo, Mr. Rell must have been shot from at least a yard or two away, which means he needed to be all the way on the other side of the room. You sure do know a bunch of neat stuff for your age, pal. Apparently, this detective has as much in common knowledge as your everyday marsupial. Like the old possum. Let us know.
Oh boy, how I love the opossum.
First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife out from today's trial evidence. Then he aimed the gun at Mr. Rell and fired. However, Mr. Rell managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot. Then the two men fell together where they stood. That is my theory in any case. What a crazy way to go. Still, something about that explanation just doesn't seem right. I believe
It's like
I
it
know.
didn't happen that way.
Yeah, no, I don't think it happened.
It's like there's a third party involved.
Yeah, probably. Is that really everything? Okay. Why are the plastic bags scattered all around? Those Eggs are for keeping evidence safe, pal. I know that much, detective. You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal? I'm gonna be happy when someone compliments me. Okay, so this is just a
Okay.
the logic if you do it the wrong way. Or do it in a separate way.
Interesting.
I guess now we go to logic. Okay, what do we got? Neat and tidy table, plastic bag strewn about fountain. I think the obvious one is this.
Yeah, no, that would make sense.
That splotch on Mr. Faraday's hands. I wonder if it might be the ink from his fountain pen. Oh, let's ask the lab guy. Detective Gumshoe, I confirm that the substance of Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from the fountain pen. Hell yeah, good work. You know, I've always wanted to say that, even if it was just one time in my life. You are a sad, pathetic young man. You are a strange, sad, pathetic man.
Well, yeah, if he's not right-handed.
If Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand, I think it's fair to assume he was left-handed.
I knew that was going to be a thing when the fucking weapons are in the hands.
Yeah, it appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to our case as well. If you say so, pal. Alright. Then we got an issue. There is a contradiction. No signs of a struggle, but there are signs of a struggle. 2 struggle signs. There is a very tidy pile of plastic bags on the table, and yet a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle, in which case might there be another explanation as to how they got there? Another reason.
Like someone, put them all on there.
I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of the bag is related somehow. Please get that blood away from me, pal. Detective Gumshoe, whose blood is on the bag? Hold on. Let me ask the lab guy. Alright, please hurry. 10 minutes later. Wait till you get a load of this. It's Mr. Faraday's. And the technician said that they didn't find anything else in it. Or the bag, either.
He just bled on the bag.
Did he get stabbed by the knife while it was still in the bag?
Oh my god. There would have to be a hole in the bag then.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Oh, there's no hole in it. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm trying to think too far outside the box. I'm gonna revoke that. Can I please get that statement stricken from the record? It would appear that this bag is a very important piece of evidence. Oh, if you say so, I'll leave it in your hands, pal. Alright, fucking hell. I have, zero idea what happened here.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on. We don't have a lot of evidence besides something. Just say it right here.
Okay, I'm allowed to examine things. Okay,
We can look close. Oh.
40, approximately 4 p.m. Discovered immediately after a gunshot was heard. Remarks from the bodies: died of a knife stab to the chest, died of a bullet wound to the chest. There's no gunpowder burn on his close chest. He was shot from a few yards away. Did the bullet go through? We do not know, is what it initially looked like. Okay, let's start looking at some things.
Yeah, we can look closer at this pan.
It seems Mr. Faraday was in a habit of using a very nice fountain pens. That's the total opposite of me. I don't get those things at all. Well, I think the pencil behind your ear suits just fine. Really? You think so, pal? Man, I knew it was worth something. That wasn't exactly a compliment, detective. This looks like a quality nib. Let me test it out, pal. Oh, it's really... Oh, I got ink all over my hand. Detective Gumshoe, don't ever play with the evidence like that again. Is that all?
Maybe?
Just, it's a quality
Unless there's more bits to the pen.
No.
Yeah.
Is that really it? Okay.
That might be it.
Boy, can get a closer look at the bag of blood. blood here is from Mr. Faraday, but there are no other clues to be found here. Which bags? I was about to say bags. Begs the question. Do I need to put this bag inside another bag in order to preserve it as evidence? This is why I play Ace Attorney. Bags inside bags. I guess I'll talk to Gumsh. I really don't know what to do next. Yeah, pal? Notice anything? This is my first time setting foot inside the courthouse. Who would have thought it'd be my first case as a detective? And you know, I get the feeling I'll be coming here a lot more in the future. As a suspect detective? Of course not, pal. Anyway, this lobby's actually pretty luxurious. I mean, for a defendant's lobby, it's got a pretty big TV. Oh, and there's that tea set on the table over there? I bet you didn't know that I like to drink tea. Wow, this room really is decked out. And if it means spending time in here, maybe being a suspect isn't such a bad thing after all. I'm beginning to suspect that this detective in charge of anything might be bad.
Gumshoe!
But he is right. This room is rather well furnished. And somewhere in this room, the truth is slumbering.
Have we checked out the window yet?
Do I need to check out the tea set? There's some plastic. Oh, okay. The window is open and there's a fresh flowery scent in the air. The flowers in the garden down there are so gross and ghastly. Do you think maybe you could try offering something useful for a change? Or at least there's no way someone escaped through the window, pal. They wouldn't wake up and smell the flowers after a fall like from the 3rd floor. Are you willfully ignorant of the fact that there are just also iron bars on the window? Oh! Okay. Yeah, I guess it's there too. Either way, no one can get through these windows, right? I thought of everything when they were designing this courthouse. Very nice. I guess there's not much left to investigate, huh? They really did kill each other. No, we can't conclude that quite yet. Oh, okay. Is that...
Yeah, just a window.
I guess that was the last piece of evidence. There's still something very peculiar I find here. The theory that they simply killed one another is too simplistic in this case. In fact, there's actually a contradiction that shows there's another possibility. No way, pal, really? Yeah, he's left-handed and he's holding the gun in his right hand.
Enhance!
Mr. Faraday is holding his gun in his right hand. That's the one Mr. Rail got blown away with, right?
Labby, your answer.
Yes, sir. We found that the ballistic markings do match that gun. Oh, ballistic markings are the figurative fingerprints a gun leaves on a bullet when fired. Every gun leaves its own unique ballistic markings. Therefore, by looking at the markings on a bullet, you can tell which gun it came from. I don't think I've ever mentioned this before. Do you know the reason why I really got into Ace Attorney?
No.
It's because for the longest time I wanted to go to college to be a forensic scientist.
Oh.
Yeah, that was kind of what I wanted to do as a career for a while, and then it became like music production, and that never panned out either, and now I don't know what I'm doing with my life, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Yeah, it's it. Of course, I already knew all about that, pal.
Maybe you'd better... Yeah, maybe you'd be better off going back to the academy.
Come on, sir, cut me some slack, will you? The bullet that was fired from the gun is what felled Mr. Bell. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? What is the one that proves that he is right-handed?
Do we have a thing for the ink on the hand?
Oh, left-handed.
Yes.
And it is in his right hand. Eureka! Now we've come face to face with the contradiction I spoke of. And it is this! Mr. Faraday uses left hand to write with, Mr. Faraday used his left hand to write with his fountain pen. Ergo, he is left-handed. And yet, the handgun in his right hand. Don't you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Faraday would hold the gun with his right hand? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the great contradiction haunting this crime scene. Hey, you're right, pal. That does seem kind of strange. But how could something like that happen? The facts add up to one conclusion and one alone. Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died. Someone else. Plastic bag scattered on the floor and a gun in the wrong hand. I sensed the presence of a shadowy figure behind the case. A person of vile intent who was serious about keeping the truth from us. Woo! Okay, we got complete. There's another person. I really have no idea where this is going. I'm gonna be real.
Me either.
Use the autopsy.
Use the autopsy report.
Sorry. Oh god.
You're fine. It is probable that Mr. Rell survived for a short time after he was shot. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from his stabbing. Interesting.
Yeah. Here's the problem. Neither of them were stabbed or shot in any vital organs. They're all stabbed on the right side of the chest. Your heart's on your left side.
Yeah.
Or...
So how did he die instantly from like a shot to a non-vital spot? Or stab, I should say. Unless it was laced in poison.
It's a gun knife!
It looks like we now know everything we need to know about this case.
Are you sure we know everything?
Of course! The incident began with Mr. Faraday attempting to get his revenge. The prosecutor went into a rage from being accused and tried to kill the defendant. But the defendant fought back and they ended up killing each other.
I mean, that's a fair assessment. But also, we have a slightest thing possible to show otherwise. Welcome to Ace Attorney, baby.
It's all very clear and simple. There's absolutely no margin for doubt.
Do you really believe that to be the truth?
Ha! Are you saying that just because I figured out the truth before you? That you don't want to believe it's true? It's alright. If you disagree with my argument, then prove me wrong. Well, if there are any contradictions to be found, that is.
Oh, don't worry. I will.
Ba, 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 ba.
Fucking bitch. I mean, lovely sister.
Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, while Mr. Rell survived for a short time. From this, it is obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rell. And Mr. Rell, when on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Those are the facts of this case.
Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, therefore he must have attacked first. Proving that logic to be false is probably the fastest way to show her that she's wrong. In that case, I should first look for any holes in her theory. Okay.
Let's tear this bitch apart.
Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, so Mr. Rell survived for a short time. Do you truly believe that Mr. Faraday died instantaneously?
I have the murder report right here. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously of shock due to being stabbed in the chest.
His just fucking heart gave out?
I guess.
There, you see? It's been documented clear as day.
Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell before he died. Do you have any basis for this statement?
Your foolishness has no end, does it? Now, I hate to repeat myself, however. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously. That's all the basis I need.
God, it's really fun seeing these two before they were humbled. Alright, so Mr. Faraday died instantaneously. Then he must have attacked Mr. Rell before being stabbed.
You're finally beginning to catch on, I see.
So Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Where's the proof that that's his knife? So you believe the dying Mr. Rell stole the knife from Mr. Faraday?
Mr. Rell became desperate as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to the test. So, The two men struggled. And in the end, Mr. L was able to grab the knife and stab Mr. Faraday. The messy condition of this room is a testament to their struggle.
Here's the thing I'm kind of curious about. They're not telling us if the bullet went through him. We don't know where the bullet is, if it's still in him or not. Because in that case, we know the bullet was fired in here because we heard it. Or like people were able to tell us, but I'm like, there's like a much more clear answer of like, how far away was he shot?
I don't know. There's a reason that window's open too, I feel.
Yeah.
Yes, my logic is perfectly sound.
Like, did someone 360 no-scope him through the window? Can you really say that? It's perfect. Like,
What are you insinuating?
Also, do we have proof that the gun was discharged? Like, did we run it? Well, actually, no, we do, because they said that the ballistics analysis. So, yeah, we do know where the bullet is, I guess, but, like, at the same time, I do want to know if the bullet went straight through him or not. Nothing. However, I can't let you what you said slide by without further inquiry. One must be clear and precise. So, if you could append that statement to your testimony.
Fine.
He struggled, and Mr. Rhodes used the last of his strength to counterattack Mr. Faraday. About this statement.
Mr. Bell used all of his remaining strength to take the knife to defend himself. One can easily see that they had a violent struggle.
Aha!
Of course, it's nothing compared to what my riding crop can do.
What? Are you saying you can murder? How does one compare the damage her crop can do with the state of this room?
Furthermore, all the plastic bags on the floor in this room were scattered there due to the fight. Is there anything else I can explain for you?
No, that will be fine. Those are the facts of this case. Okay.
It has to be with that, like, reformed one, right? The violent struggle.
Yeah.
You probably have to show, like, oh, the table was neat.
He struggles. He's lost his strength again. Okay. I don't have the table as
Do we not
evidence, is
have
the
it?
thing.
Shit.
That was just the last piece, real quick. Claiming speculation is fact already. Don't you feel like the evidence is a bit lacking?
You'll find all the evidence you need just by looking around this room. Mr. Faraday collapsed on top of Mr. Bell. In addition, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, making a counterattack impossible. Furthermore, the room is a total mess from their fight.
No, it's not! A couple bags on the floor means nothing!
I dare say that there's more evidence here than you could whip a whip at.
That's not a saying. That's not a saying. That's not a... What? Francisca, I love you. I love you to death. You're my sister and all that, but that's not a fucking saying. You can shake a stick at. I get you think you're being clever, but please, sister!
It looks like you're starting to see my point. I have as good as won our little competition.
There's something strange about Francisca's theory. Yeah, okay. It's obviously the thing that was added. Okay, what do I present is the question. Faraday died of his chest. The shock from the stabbing caused instantaneous death. Rel died of a bullet wound to the chest. There was no gunpowder burn on his clothes, suggesting he was shot from a few yards away. It's possible he was alive for a little while after being shot.
Well, while you figure this out, I'm gonna step away for a sec to make some lunch real quick.
Also need to go get food, so if you're stepping away, I'm stepping away.
No, let's go get food real quick.
Lie.
Let's play some-
I was kind of waiting. I was like, I noticed I haven't eaten anything today. And like I'm kind
Let's put up Dancing Emmett Silk and go get
Oh, you
ourselves
want me to
some
put
fucking
specifically
snacks.
up? Okay, I'll put up Emmett
Of
Silk.
course I
He's
do.
here now.
I love that one.
There he is. Here he is. Here,
Okay.
he'll dance on top of the text box.
Alright, perfect. Okay, let's go get food.
Okay.